What's the bleeding story? I'm doing the Irish accent. So, we're gonna be doing how to beat Gragas with Phase Rush on Aram as Tryndamere. I made some like a guide on how to do it. So these are the core items that actually beat him, right? So you need basically lifesteal, like you need a good balance of lifesteal, tenacity, and resistance, right? So with this build, you get all of this. So you start Hammer Ruby, then you rush your Vamp Scepter, I think it's called, so you get more lifesteal. Anathena Chains, you complete it. Alright, this thing here basically stops him from killing you completely. It just does no damage to you. Right, now I'm still not sure what's better to rush. Like if you have perfect gold, should you go Anathena Chain and skip lifesteal, or should you buy Athena Chains and take lifesteal too? My guess right now is go with lifesteal and finish Anathena Chains later, because Gragas cannot kill you anyway. As long as you have lifesteal, his cooldowns are just not there in early game, because he just does not have the cooldowns to kill you. Does that make sense? So Athena Chains would not really add too much value, because unless he pings you under the turret, he has no way to kill you at all, right? So then you need tenacity boots into the mid game. So this item completely counters him, Spirit Visage, because he will try to stop. Like the only way he can win is to stop you from healing. So he will go anti-heal item, and you buy Spirit Visage, which completely cancels his anti-heal item, right? Then you obviously buy Lifesteal Elixir, so now you're just healing like a monster. You wave clearing like a monster, and he can't do anything against you, right? Now Shitbow, I'm still experimenting. Possibly, Gore Drinker possibly could be better. It could be better, but it definitely works. Shitbow definitely works. Right? When I say shitbow, I mean shield bow. I just call it shitbow. So, yeah. And the final item, I went with Force of Nature, but I don't think it was correct buy. I don't think it was. But it definitely works. It definitely works, right? Now, in the late game, like as you will see, you're not really necessarily going to be fighting him. You're just going to be using minions to destroy his infrastructure. That's about it, right? So the last item, I'm still thinking what's based on our objective. What's the best way to do it, right? Because technically, once you reach this stage, his inhibitor is already down. So you're just waiting for super minions to just destroy his base, basically. And, you're just playing in a certain way where you can... if he overextends too much, you can kill him. If he chases you too much, you run away, you full heal. There is really nothing he can do to win the game. It's just a matter of when he loses. Do you know what I mean? It's not like if he's gonna lose, it's just a matter if it's gonna be either 3 minutes or it's gonna be 6 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's just you're just sitting and waiting, right? So I'm not sure yet. That's why I went with Force of Nature, because you can run away from him, and if he chases you, you gain move speed, and you can just kite away, and he cannot chase you too much, right? Because he's just gonna get swamped with super minions. And remember, like Gragas with Phase Rush, the way he builds is just has no wave clear against super minions. Now, if he gets to late game and you have secondary turret, that's a problem. If he still has secondary turret, because he can almost one-shot the minion wave, right? So you have to in the mid game, you have to take down the secondary turret as fast as possible. You just have to do it, right? Now, saying that, when I'm saying as fast as possible, I mean if he can kamikaze suicide, right? Because then he gets the items. Like it's just, well, we're going to strategy now, right? But I'm just talking about items. I'm talking about items. Let's just go back to items, and I think Force of Nature could be good. I was thinking also Warmog, because you can just run away, full heal, and then come back. That's also, like, Warmog honestly is kind of OP item against tanks, because it takes them so much effort to like do damage to you, and then when you're like 20% health, you just spin away, run away from them, and then you full health and back to square one for them. But now they have like half the mana pool. Okay, so in mid game, if he goes CDR, he just goes on. Like, one of the problems of Gragas, I noticed, like, he needs a good balance of mana items and CDR and a little bit of damage, right, to be effective. And all of that shit comes from different items. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have, like, unique items that you have. Like, for example, you see, you buy Athena Chains, you have your passive healing, which requires nothing, right? Like, your build path is a lot better than his, right? Because he needs a lot of stuff, like mana comes from completely separate items. He needs to reduce your healing, which comes from completely different item, right? And he needs CDR, which makes him very squishy, right? And CDR is quite expensive. Well, it's not super expensive, but I mean, it's items that give you a lot of CDR are expensive. And he has to make sure that if he buys too much CDR, he goes on like almost instantly, right? Because he starts throwing barrels at you, like obnoxiously a lot, right? But the problem is he just doesn't have enough mana pool, and he just goes on, right? If he goes too much mana, he just doesn't have enough damage, right? And he has his CDR is just not there, so he just doesn't do enough damage, right? So there's really no way to build him efficiently against Tryndamere. Now, if you get to late game with him and you have failed to take down Turret 2 and the inhibitor, he will absolutely poop on you, right? Because I'm talking about Gragas is basically like a, I don't know if you played Yu-Gi-Oh games, is like Exodia. Exodia is a kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? In Yu-Gi-Oh, there is a kind of like a item called Exodia. If you collect all 5 pieces of Exodia, you hold them in your hand, you automatically win the game, right? So with Gragas, it's the same shit. If he collects his 3 or 4, I think it's like about 4 items, once he gets to that level, there is really not much you can do against him, right? So you need to make it's kind of like how to say. So when I say that Tryndamere outscales him, I'm talking about you have a lot of control in early game to stop him from reaching that power spike, right? So, like, that's what I'm saying, is that overall you will outscale him, because you will have CS advantage, possibly gold, massive gold advantage, and you will have you are just a lot stronger than him until he gets to that 4 item power spike. Like think about Jax, right? You poop on Jax until he buys enough items and levels, right? But by that time, once he gets to that level, it's already too late for him, because you have super minions, and he cannot reach the power spike because the super minions ping him. He has to clear the super minions. He just has to. He cannot go and int and buy the items, because if he does that, super minions are just gonna win the game. So that's what I'm saying, is that he basically, if you play correctly, he can never reach the power spike. And that's it. Right? So all of this kind of is designed to get you there. Now, the easiest way to beat him, right, the easiest way to beat him is, if you know you're facing Gragas, you can take double tenacity runes, and then you literally right click him, because he cannot peel. And if he cannot peel, like, he can't do anything against you. right? But I played without this. I played with just tenacity, and I basically played with one tenacity shoes, just one tenacity item, and that was enough to beat him, right? If you add runes to it, like there's really not much you can do, honestly. It becomes like a super easy matchup, right? Okay, so let's talk about strategy, how to actually how to deal with him, right? So we start with I went null mantle in here, but then I think I went with ruby. It was my second game. I straight away went with ruby. Okay, cool. All right, so you want to ignite him, right? Like look at his build, right? If you look at his build, he has yeah. So he started, you see, he started a little bit of mana, a little bit of damage, right? So now his problem is gonna be mana. He's still gonna have mana issues, right? So in this, like this is early game, what we do is we just slow push, right? We slow push. We stand, let me just get a epic pen. Where is my epic pen thingy? Epic pen. Yeah, there you go. So let's get to a minion wave, right? Let's get to a minion wave. Okay. Did the epic pen start? Yeah. Okay. No? Yeah. So, here's the minion wave, right? That's the minion wave. You want to stand either here. Ideally, you want to stand here. Okay? Because I'll tell you why. Oh, cool. I can move this thing like this. Yeah. Because look, he can either... He has two options, right? He can either attack you. So he can either attack you, or he can clear the minion waves, right? You want to, in early game, our objective is to create CS advantage, right? Now, forget about kind of like killing Gragas is very, very difficult for you, right? So you want to play around killing turrets and creating CS advantage, right? So, okay, so what do? You can spin into him. Like if you were standing here or here, right? You see my positioning is incorrect a little bit, right? So if I spin into him, he's gonna belly flop me, right? And he's going to, do his barrel, right? When he does his barrel, it's like 5-second cooldown. He cannot clear the minions, right? And he simply cannot walk up to minions and start right-clicking them, because you can just run them down then. Does that make sense? Right? So, it's kind of like playing against Zed. Zed is exactly the same. You stand to the side, you attack him if he tries to go for the minions. So he is stuck CSing like 2 out of 6 minions all the time. Okay? And that's how we build up the CS lead. Okay? We basically harass him when he tries to go for the minions. We trade his cooldowns for a little bit of our health. We can sustain forever, right? And he basically loses a lot of minions. You'll see that like the minion difference is like significant. Let's remove all of this. Oh yeah, cool. Okay. So let's get the mouse. Okay. Man, I probably need a score. Yeah, but then I don't have epic pen. You see, so I just constantly attack him when he tries to go for minions. Do you see? Avoid the damage as much as possible, right? But you see, like, I already cleared 2 waves, and he has minions stacking up. Now, when minions stack up, that's good for us because we can take down the turret. Because again, when you push when you slow push, he will have like 3 minion waves under his turret, and you're gonna be smacking his turret, so he has to either clear the minions or attack you. If he's attacking you, he's not getting the CS. You know what I'm saying? If he's attacking the minions, he's losing the turret. It's kind of like in chess, the knight. It doesn't matter what he does, you always benefit. Do you know, like, a knight is one of the best figures in chess, because like it can create positions where it doesn't matter what the opponent does, you always benefit. Like if he moves his queen, you take the bishop. If he moves the bishop, you take the queen. Does that make sense? So if he minion waves, if he clears the minions, he loses the turret. If he attacks you, he loses the CS. So that's the situation he's in. So it's very difficult for him, right? And look, you see his like mana pool is just depleting, despite the fact that he has mana items, right? So again, try to avoid damage, stack up the minions. So now we want to basically smack the turret, right? So you see he's going for me. Now in here you gotta be careful, make sure he doesn't pin you under the turret. He can't do that. So this is something that's my weakness. I'm still working on it basically, right? But you see, like, he just almost one-shot the wave. So now I need to spin out. You see? He's gonna ping me. Yeah, you see? He can't really kill me in here, I think. Yeah, because I can heal, right? Yeah. Well, he killed me. Yeah. But look at his mana pool. You see? I made a mistake, but look how much mana it cost him. Right? So now, okay, think about it this way. Like, he traded kill for minions. That's kind of probably worth for him. But if I didn't die, my minion advantage is significant over him. It's probably like 9 or 10 minions over him, right? So he now, let's see, 12 minions over him, right? And his minions are pushing into me. So if he suicides, I will have 3 minion waves, right? And he will have only 1. So he will come back with so he will spend his money. He will have 18 minions. But when he comes back to me, I'll have about 30, right? And now the wave is in my side. And it's a big problem for Gragas because I can all-in him, right? So you see, even though I died, it's still to certain benefit to me. Because sometimes I do this, is where I push into their minion, I push into their turret, and then I just die to buy items. Minion wave comes back to me, I can freeze. I do that sometimes. But in this matchup, I would advise not to do it, because ideally, right? Ideally, the perfect game would be where you don't die at all, right? Because Gragas without items is kind of useless. Do you know what I mean? Basically, you versus him on starting items is tremendous benefit to you, because he will always run out of mana. And the longer the game goes, the worse it gets for him, because his cooldown gets lower, he starts to spam his barrels and belly flop, whatever. His damage is increasing a little bit, right? But you don't give a shit, because Tryndamere on 18 levels is one of the strongest champions, right? So he will not be able to kill you. He will simply run out of mana, and that's it. And if he has no mana, he just loses, right? So that's another strategy. If you can pull off not dying, that's probably of benefit to you. So you see, he suicided. So think about it. He suicided. He has now 14 minions, and I have like 30. Do you see? I can now freeze. I decided to push in here, but that was my mistake. I should have just froze the lane. Because you have to remember, I don't know how to play against Gragas. Like, I thought I'm gonna lose this, basically. I was actually thinking of FFing right now. But I thought, no, let me just milk this. Let's see what happens, you know? If I can win with this death, you see, like I said, he has 16. I thought he had 14, but I mean, whatever. I already have, look, 27 minions. I'm double his minions already, right? And remember to take his relics, right? To deny mana. You see, again, his first buy is completely useless. What did he buy? He bought a bit of health and CDR. He will still have mana issues, and he will have no damage. You see what I'm saying is that there's no way to build Gragas to actually beat Tryndamere, right? Because now, I mean, health doesn't help him, right? CDR doesn't help him, because I actually haven't got a clue what to build. He probably should have bought maybe health reduction, but then he'll be too squishy and he will go on. So you see, that's what I'm saying, is that there's just probably no way to build him. Basically, in here, positioning is like the most important thing. There's probably like faker stuff you can do where you can control your minions by killing his minions somehow, right? But I'm not at that level. Like I'm not that faker level, you know. Probably like double lift, probably will be able to do something like this, but I'm just not there, you know. I never developed a need to have such level of skill. I just, like, I'm already winning, like, almost every single game that I play. And I mean, where will I meet a person who is, like, on such a level that, unless I'm playing against, like, super pros. I only played one time in my life against a Brazilian professional who I beat. But I mean, the Brazilian region is not very strong in League of Legends, you know. Look, you see, like, look at my positioning. You see, like, I'm not standing in my minion wave, right? So you see, look at his mana pool, like half mana. That's because I took his relic, you see? So I froze the... I just want to see what's the minion difference right now. You see? I'm doubling his CS. Right? And the minion waves is still on my side. So it's just like, it's very hard for him to see us. Basically, at this stage, it's just that's all it is. You just basically, and I think minions also, because minions gain health and armor, so they will also help you to take down the turret, right? Because the only way he can actually attack the turret is if he kills you, and since he can technically never kill you, stacking minions and just delaying the time is to your benefit, because he will eventually, the minions will probably outscale him, right? I also noticed you can spin through Gragas and you can squeeze in like 3 auto attacks even if he belly flaps you, right? So that's another mechanic, but like I'm still kind of thinking of how to. That's my mistake. I should have taken the relic, honestly. Yeah, you see, like this. So I managed to do only 1 auto attack in here. But you see, like, he just cannot kill you. Like, it just has no kill potential at all. Like, Gragas is kind of like a supporting champ. He can kill an ADC if he has a bit of... but early game, he's kind of like, I don't know, I don't know what to... He's definitely not a burst guy. He's not like LeBlanc, who can like chunk you really well, but he's just like very, very slow. That's my mistake. But you see, that's still to my benefit because he didn't. He lost minions basically. You see, all of the minions were taken by the. Let's see. Look. Okay, so let's see. So he got 2 minions there, right? So now he is occupied. Okay, so he got 2 with ult. Yeah, man, his wave clear is pretty good, I have to say. So that was my mistake of dying. That was my mistake, right? So he missed the cannon, basically. And he used all of his abilities. If I didn't die, I could have froze the wave. But that's okay. Yeah, so you see, okay, so Vamp first, and then Athena Chain. Yeah. Vamp first. Whoopsie. You see, like, I make a lot of mistakes. Like, I miss CS in here as well. That was my first game of the day, so... So we're waiting for him to come back. Yeah, so now you see we have Athena chains. Now you can just freely spin into him and just attack him, right? So the whole purpose is just to drain his mana, basically. Now, like, I got a bit better at using, kind of like, taking his relics, basically. Honestly, I think it's all about relics against him, right? Because... Man, that wave clear. But look, you see we have a 25 CS advantage already. And he has 2 kills. We still are ahead in gold, I think. Because you have to think in terms of how many cannons he missed, right? So don't be afraid to ignite him, because, I mean, ignite does true damage, so... And this is it's gonna be a very long game, right? Yeah. That's good. Aha, okay. So when he throws his barrel, you can counter by wave clearing and moving your minions forward a little bit. Okay. That's another skill I need to develop. Yeah, so now I probably need to wave clear, right? Yeah. Yeah, you see? Okay, so... You see, so like it becomes just draining his mana exercise, right? Once his mana goes low, that's my mistake in here. Just drain his mana, basically. He's basically like a shitty version of Nasus. Like, Nasus can scale and kill you, whereas... So... But Nasus runs out of mana quicker. But this guy has no kill potential on you at all. So it's just about draining his mana, basically. And you see, like, minions are slowly becoming stronger. Which allows you to kind of wave clear. Well, attack the turret, right? You see, like, his mana is just depleting slowly. So this was probably his mistake, because I took down the turret as a result of this, right? Yeah. You see, he can't really do any, like, super risky plays, because I can just do that. Like, this is all relevant. Like, so now you see, so now he's losing minions, and he failed to kill me, because, like, he can't kill you. Do you know what I mean? Like, Gragas just cannot kill you. It's just like, it's just, all of that is, like, irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? But now you see, think about how much mana did he expend and what did he accomplish. I'm gonna full heal again because of my passive healing, right? And my life steal. But I mean, he has now like 10% of his mana, right? And now the minion wave is pushing into me, and I can run him down. Like, you have to always remember that if there is enough space, you can run him down and do significant amount of damage to him, right? So you see, now I'm gonna probably run him down. I don't want to lose the minions, basically, because my objective is minions right now. It's not really to kill him, you know? And again, you see, like, he can't take the turret at all. He just has no ability to kill the turret. Unless he heals you, he just has not, like, he just cannot do it. Now I'm gonna full heal. Yeah, you see? And that's it. So now I'm thinking about relics right now. I just need to control his relics. Because if you take away all his relics, he has no mana ability to get mana, right? Go take the relic. Oh my god, fruitcake. You see, that's my mistakes. My mistakes. In here. Because I'm thinking more about minions and less about relics. But if I take the relics, it's easier, basically. So you see, as time passes, minions are becoming outscaling his damage. You see, he cannot wave clear anymore so efficiently, right? So as time passes, minions are just... that's my mistake. Man, Battle of the Titans. What can I say? You also have to remember, right? On low health, Tryndamere does shitloads of damage. Because you gain like 100 AD, I think, or like 130 AD or something like this. So, think about it this way. He cannot kill you, so you can fight him on low health for very long periods of time. That means you're doing maximum damage for very long periods of time. Like, that's not meant to be happening, because Tryndamere meant to only be able to do that at for 5 seconds. But because it's Gragas and it's tank, he can't do any damage to you. You can like max damage him at low health. Do you see, like, so? You see, like, you just beat him basically with your damage at this stage. And you have to... he also has like ridiculous AD scaling. It's 130 your AD. So the lower you go, the more your E is gonna do the damage. Like, it's just crazy. And you are stacking your lethal tempo as well, so just be aware of that, you know. Okay, so you see we're back to full health, and Gragas is slowly losing. He just needs basically like 3 or 4 items to do this continuously without running out of resources like health and mana. But like on his current items, he just cannot do it. Now here it's probably good for me to trade, right? I probably could have went for just a minion. Oh, he wants to die, I think, right? Now when he does that, just push. Because remember, as soon as you take inhibitor, you win the game, right? So you want to push. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I want to get my health as low as possible so that I do maximum damage. So I have maximum AD. So you see, like, I'm doing pretty good damage, right? I know I'm going to die right now, so I'm taking minions for money, basically. You want to die also sometimes as fast as possible, so he doesn't... Okay, so Tenacity Boots. My best guess would be Tenacity Boots and Spirit Visage. Well, you can go Shitbow. What did I buy here? Okay, I went... Tenacity Boots is a must. So I went Shitbow, I think, right? Yeah, I went Shitbow, and I went Spirit Visage. Yeah. But look how much gold we have. We can just afford everything, right? And then I sold, I think, and I got a dagger. Not a dagger, but longsword, right? Yeah. I mean, look, like his damage to like turrets is just like it's laughable. You know what I mean? It's just laughable. And now our Spirit Visage basically counters his anti-heals, right? So I basically full heal at this stage, right? With my Q. And remember, like, the lower you go, the more damage you do. So he's attacking you. He's trying to get you low. He cannot kill you. So like, I mean, like, all he's doing is just making you stronger, basically. Do you see, like, his problems? It's just he's just struggling to deal with you at this stage, right? That's because Tenacity has now kicked in. You see, I can just do a lot more auto attacks on him. And also my E cooldown. You have to also remember, you can reset your E cooldown by attacking the minions if you crit them. Right? So you can constantly kind of spin into him non-stop, right? All of that is good. But again, you see his mana is just going. His mana is going. And like, he cannot kill you. He just cannot kill you in here. $362 health. Like, look, you see his mana. Mana is just running out, basically. Like, it's all about just draining his mana, to be honest with you. Like, in here I made a mistake. Basically, I think the core is drain his mana, so you have to just control the relics, and that's about it, I think. Because I'm looking at, like, even with mana items, they still go on. Right? That's because with too much CDR, the mana just doesn't regenerate fast enough, right? So I'm doing that just to take mana away from him. At this stage, I already figured out in my head, I said, oh, it's not the minions at this stage, it's the mana. So that's it, right? And you can spin out of his barrel now, right? You see, so I can just spin out of his barrel. Yeah, so now I can go on full heal, I think, right? Like, the issue for him is that the lower you go, the more dangerous you become for damage, right? So he's getting you low is actually beneficial to you, right? So now you take down his turret. That's the core. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So now you basically won the game. That's about it. Yeah. So now, like, in here, do not suicide until the super minions arrive. You just want to stick around for a little bit more. Another item I'm thinking, I'm actually probably gonna add it, would be anti-heal against him. Because if you have his healing, he literally has no way to actually deal with you. Yeah, so another benefit of Tryndamere is just obviously you have free damage for 5 seconds. Like, he can't really stop you, right? Yeah, I'm actually gonna add... So you see, you can buy this, like, there is a... I think it's a QSS or something like this. It gives you... Well, you can basically buy anti... Where is this item? I'll show you. I'm actually gonna add it probably. League of Legends items. It's called anti-heal. Where is it? It builds off the longsword. Legendary items. Okay, so... Oh my god, where's the item? No, no, no. Yeah, there it is. It's called Chem Punk Chainsword. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. This one here. So you see you get 55 damage, ability haste, and 250 health, right? For 3 seconds, grievous wound. Okay, let's see Mortal Reminder. $20 crit, 30. What else do we have here? Yeah, so the only viable options would be Mortal Reminder. You probably want more health, honestly. You probably want more health. Because you see, in League of Legends, like relics, they work, the more health you have, they basically heal you for like 8%, whoever takes it first, and then additional 8% of your maximum health on the second, when it goes down. Right, so you see, the more health you have, the more healing you get as a result, right? And you have to think about Gragas, how he struggles to do any damage to you, right? So the more kind of health pool you have, the longer you can stay on relative low health, right? I don't know how to explain it. If you're good at maths, you'll understand what relative health, like, because think about it this way. If your health pool is like 5,000 HP, right, 5,000 HP, that 250 health, like for Gragas to take down your 250 health is gonna be like 2 rotations of spells, right? That means you are still low health relative to your maximum health. So that means your damage is extremely high, right? And not like you can hit him anyway, right? Because most of your damage probably comes from your E when you fight Gragas, right? When you think about it, most of your damage comes from your E. So you probably want more attack damage and ability haste so you can reset your spins quicker. Yeah, so I'd say Chem anti-heal sword. Possibly Chem anti-heal sword. Okay. Yeah, you see, I was just struggling what to buy. You definitely want lifesteal. You definitely. I was thinking of trading my hammer for blade, but I'm thinking no, it's not a good idea. But actually, I need to test if CTR is actually effective against him, because if you can technically stick onto him, like with something like a Navori blades, I mean, he will just run out of health, right? Because Navori Blades, remember, Navori Blades reduces, you will always have all of your abilities up except for your ult. That means you can slow him forever and you can spin into him forever, almost. And you can Q heal forever, right? So, I mean, he's just gonna run out of resources, right? You see, he's just struggling to do anything to you because you're just so. You have the Exodia as well. Do you know what I mean? You have too much lifesteal. You have too much move speed. You have enough tenacity. So it's very hard for him to deal with you right now. And you see the minions with super minions have now outscaled his damage, so he cannot clear them anymore, right? And also remember, like, as you go lower, your lifesteal also kicks in, because the more damage you do, the more you lifesteal, right? So going low on health, you will notice that I start beating him when I'm low on health. That's because my damage almost doubles to him, right? You see, like, my damage is just significantly higher. And now he's just stuck in the minion, like he just doesn't know what to do at this stage, right? Because look, if he goes after me, the minions are gonna kill him. If he goes after minions, I'm gonna kill him, right? It's just there's no way out for him, right? And again, you see, like, the lower I go, the more damage I do to him. And it's GG at this stage. Let me see the second game. It's the same, like, it's almost identical game. So we start Ruby. Oh, he went with Jax. Hold on a sec. Oh, I didn't record the first game. So this was actually the second game. Yeah. That's why. I was thinking, why is my build path so efficient? Right? That's because I already figured out from the first game what to do. Yeah. Yeah, so I made a lot of, like, I made mistakes, like dying was a mistake, right? But I think basically if you buy anti-heal, you just basically just beat him, right? Because he just will not be able to heal at all. If you have his healing, let's see, hold on a sec. Gragas, lol, let's see. I think he heals for 8% of his maximum health, right? Yeah. It's a good idea to have it, right? So he 6.5 of his maximum health. So that's his source of healing. So if we have that, again, you see another problem with Gragas. For him to gain benefit of this maximum healing, he needs to buy health. Right? So you see, he needs mana, he needs damage, he needs healing reduction, and now he also needs health, and he needs CDR. So you see, it's just too much stuff to build to make him effective, right? I'm talking about combat ready, where he's actually useful source of damage, as opposed to just being some kind of, like in Summoner's Rift it works, because there's like, well, Summoner's Rift, I don't know what to talk about, it's a waste of time, right? Because I mean, sometimes what happens is somebody ints, Gragas clicks all of his abilities, and then Vayne just one-shots you, basically. So you don't even need Gragas technically. You can replace Gragas with Alistair, and you get the same effect. Do you know what I mean? So damage comes from somebody else, right? Okay, so yeah. So this has static cooldown of 8. Right? I wonder if this happy hour gets... Yeah, so they reduced him. Yeah, I remember, because he was doing 8, I think, right? Does he reduce... Is there an ability that reduces this cooldown? No, there is no ability. Okay. Oh, he gets... Oh. Because I was wondering, what is this drinking bullshit? Oh, so after casting an ability, that's where he gets his health from. I thought drinking from the can gives him the health. Alright, so when he gets drunk, he basically has damage reduction. Right? Yeah, so remember that, okay. What's the mana cost on this? 30 mana, okay. 80 mana, 30 mana, 50 mana, okay. $100 mana, okay. What's his mana pool? Okay, so his mana pool is... Alright, so for him, due to full rotation, he needs 110, 160 mana, right? So how many rotations he can do before he goes on? So he has what? And then divide by 160. Yeah, so he basically rotates his spells 8 times and his mana pool is depleted, not factoring in his mana regen. Yeah. So he is mana extremely heavy champion. Yeah, even if you go, I mean, if you double his mana pool, that's 15 rotations. And in 15 rotations, he'll just do like 50% of my health damage. And that is to my benefit anyway. Because I now do more damage, right? And he cannot kill me. You have to also factor in he has to spend mana on killing minions. Yeah. He's basically, fundamentally, he cannot win against Tryndamere because of the mana issue. And that's it. Like in a very long game, he just loses because mana is his issue. And again, he needs too many items. Just too many items. And of course, he doesn't have the super buffs that Tryndamere has. Yeah. So basically, the final nail in the coffin is the healing reduction. If you get healing reduction, then that's it. It's game over for him. Game over. Yeah, if he goes grasp, then it's bad for him because he cannot peel. He's like basically he's like many other champions. Like Timo is another one, Gragas is another one. Like 90% of champions are like that. There is no way to build them efficiently to actually beat champions like Rek'Sai, Tryndamere, Vayne, Jax. Well, Jax I'm not sure. Where is the list of my super OP champs? Yeah, like Rengar, Aatrox, Tahm-Kench, Rek'Sai, Nocturne, Volibear. Nasus is another one. Fiora is another one. Kalista is another. Well, Kalista you can kind of one-shot her, honestly. But shit like Rengar, Rek'Sai, Udyr, Nasus, I mean, dude. You're not gonna deal... You won't be able to deal with them, you know? Okay. So that's how you beat Gragas. Just read this thing. And that's it. Take care.